Morning, everyone. Happy Monday. Let's get right into the market outlook. Last weekend, we had a great week out of the SPY, holding up this major area of resistance here. I'm drawing these circles here to kind of highlight that area of resistance when the market's, getting on its last leg within this channel, where we had somewhat of a pullback, somewhat, expected in this little kind of green circle. We've been just hitting resistance, consistently the last week or two, and little kind of shake out and kind of reset be something that we should expect and almost going to want in this market, so we can continue to trade in this channel as we work our way back towards all-time highs that we set in the end of 2021, beginning of 2022. We saw the same thing out of the Nasdaq names. Same thing here, just hitting onto resistance within the channel. Red line for resistance, green being support, and we just need to see some kind of pulling back in support to get that last little push back up to highs. Sector-wise, industrials continues to hold above its 2022 all-time high, so great sign to see there. Again, as we start to see more sectors, drifting back towards those all-time highs, the sectors that have been kind of playing catch-up in last place shows fall suit. So good to see from the industrials here. Tech seems to be the next sector that will be retesting its all-time highs, and consumer discretionaries is probably one in the short term we might want to avoid. It has recently pushed through this prior resistance level, again, still quite away from its all-time highs, but recently after it pushed through that major area, we are seeing these two higher lows forming here. So probably something just, after the run it's been on, nearly 50-point run in a month or two, might need to kind of pull back in and retrace some of that move. We did see, some of the financial names looking a little heavy as they run into this major base area of resistance. So maybe we have a little more of a push, but you kind of see, an H over pattern starting to form. The one notable thing that was somewhat of a surprise was the energy sector this week, finally breaking out of the wedge, kind of back testing that area of this wedge. So, this is a good sign to see that the sector is finally waking up. We'll eventually see a move back towards this 130 area, to that all-time high. So very good there. Moving on a couple names. Ricky called this one out last week, and shaking myself. I've had a pretty close eye on this PDCO through this 33. Earnings are out of the way. The next report until pretty much end of August, so plenty of time before earnings are in a report. We have this nice 33 breakout forming. Very clear flag on this stop versus 32 looks very good. Keeping an eye, not very close on this MLM. It'll probably gonna take a little bit of time here to set back up, but if and when it can get back up to this 463, definitely looks like a good candidate for a blue sky breakout. But for now, again, probably has to push a little bit lower before it's going to happen, given the action on Thursday and Friday. I'm currently in this Nike, looking to add through this 110 again this week. They're just buying up to this little flag forming here in this name. We have OMC. We got pretty smoked on earnings, but holding up its support here. This could kind of go either way. You could definitely short it down to 82, or if this 82 holds, you can get that trade, support buyback back for 84. So I'm looking to buy it up to 84, but either way here, it's very tight, either a little base or a little bear flag. And lastly, we have this TDG through 900. We can see very clearly this seller's been holding it, on Friday, 900 on the dot. We saw this, a few weeks ago, same thing, holding 900 pretty, almost perfectly. So once that seller is able to break, looking to add up through that 900 breakout against blue skies. Definitely a little bit of a Mickey Mouse flag. I'm not expecting the biggest move. Could expect to move at least to like 950, given, the range of the current flag. Moving on a couple of the shakedown ideas. I know Shake was keeping a close eye on Oracle. Let's get these lines here. Also got that PDCO we talked about before. We just want to remember, again, summer trading rating to August, the last summer of trading. Things can be last month of trading in summer, can be a little bit lighter than usual. So you don't want to go too crazy. Also keep an eye on this PAN-W through 250. Pretty solid here. Let's set to 40. This SNPS, another one from the shakedown through this 460, looks great. Very tight versus 444. Nice little flag here. All-time highs. After that 468 area. And last but not least, we have this Skechers. Nice little, opening range breakout on Friday. Now we have to just wait for that little setup to buy through this all-time highs again. So, this is definitely, I don't think any of us wear Skechers, but chart looks phenomenal. Been setting up since 2015. Major break here. First that $50 area. There's no reason why this can't really be an $80 to $100 name in a year from now. So this actually looks really good. And over the long term, just the way find that proper entry and really just try to get this first 50. So those are the main ideas for the week. If there's any ideas you guys want to go over now, let's see. Docs through 36. Yeah, Freddie mentioned earnings on Friday. So yeah, this could be maybe a little opening range breakout candidate through that 36. But yeah, just definitely want to wait until earnings are out of the way. One of the members from last week was FIHL through 14, recent IPO. Looks very good. Super tight here through that $14 area. Few from last week still setting up. This STX still in this bigger wedge. That 60 area definitely was that entry through earnings. Now it's a little tough to buy the 64 area after the run up it's had. Hasbro still 65 base break, but as it's breaking through support and earnings coming up. Oh, actually pre-market it's up. Something to report. No, okay, so this is going to be an avoid until after earnings. Yeah, so those earnings coming up. Yeah, these are all avoid earnings. All right. Again, Fred, if any of the names or have any want to go over really quickly, we can. If not, I think we wrapped it up. Give it a second or two. Guys, short and sweet. See you guys in the chat this week. Any type of ideas, make sure to call them out. And so far. Let's see. I see a pre-market 1060. I guess I reported pre-market. Already at 1060. So it's right at this prior pivot high area going back to 2022. Definitely a big base here. And these recent IPOs, we know the Snaps, the Facebooks, how long they take to get back to those highs. It's definitely not my favorite name. Just I'm not the biggest fan of these cheaper names, but it seems like it's in play today. Just have might have to wait a couple days, let it settle out, and see if there's an entry versus buying it 12% up off the open. But this through this 24 and 28 down the road, definitely looks really good. And last but not least, CRWD, CrowdStrike through Friday's high, through this 160 area. Definitely looks really good. Seems like this 162, 160, 158, all decent spots here to buy through this. Definitely looks pretty good for earnings until end of August, so plenty of time here. So this one looks pretty good. Got Netflix. Let's see, there's 428. Yeah, definitely see a sport buyback here. It's almost like we almost want to see a shake out of this, this lows first to kind of run these stops, and then you get that faster back up there. But if you get that little entry today up there at 428 versus 414, you get a little bounce back move to that 480 area. Definitely makes some sense. So all right, having we ran through your ideas, so I think we wrapped it up here. And let's have a good trade week, guys.